I know you motherfuckers gonna like this video. Here's exactly how to get rich fairly quickly. And it's obviously unconventional advice that no one's gonna agree with and everything. Now, real riches, once you start making a good amount of money, you realize a good amount of money isn't actually that good. And that's kind of how you know if someone's making a good amount of money, is that when they think that that good amount of money isn't a lot of money. It's okay. So real riches, I would personally say, and I think most people would agree, is multi-millions. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to change the term rich to mean that you have an income of £20,000 or dollars per month, which I pretty much 99.9% of people watching this will consider themselves rich if they were making 20,000 a month, by the way, which is about 10 times more than the average in the UK. Along with, let's say, 250,000 in net worth. So you can literally see like multiple bank accounts or an investment account with 250k. The overwhelming majority of people would consider themselves rich at that point, and you can get there within a couple of years if you just simply do the right things. Now, if you're watching this video and if you're beginning, or if you're down to take the steps of this, you are way more likely to actually achieve this goal, even though it seems utterly unrealistic right now, than the 0% chance you would have if you pursued a venture which had no chance to do this. So the overwhelming majority of people can not get rich because, one, their career, it just does not pay enough, and so there's literally no way for them to get rich, like, you know, to get wealthy from this. And two, they also, probably for a good reason, don't gamble or don't do any kind of high risk investments. They probably shouldn't. You're probably not educated in it and everything, but they're really the two ways. You need the ability to explode your income, and then you also need the ability to explode that income through a high risk investment, and that's like kind of similar to gambling. So every book that you've seen, every guide that you've seen in terms of making money has been written for average people by a person who made money in a different way than what they're advertising to you. So the overwhelming majority of the advice that you actually see, which is like digestible for average people, is to save money. I've literally heard this shit before, that saving is the only way to... Shut the fuck up. I'm going to try not to get into a rant, and I just want to give you some good fucking value, but these people piss me off, and if you've watched my live streams, you know how much I detest, like, the financial gurus of today, because they're selling just average people, young people, this dream of, if you save money, you'll get to that point. That's fucking bullshit. And the new age stuff. So we all disagree with this guy. You know, the guy who says don't buy coffee. We all like know that this guy's a dumbass. But the new age advice that you have probably listened to for so fucking long, that everyone seems to listen to, is that investing is the way to get rich. And they'll say, oh yeah, compound interest, stocks. That is the biggest fucking lie. I'm telling you right now that anyone who's selling you this idea of compound interest, anyone who's telling you this idea of stocks and shares, of investing is the best way to get rich, is total fucking bullshit. High risk investment, at that point, it's almost gambling, right? It's almost gambling. So, but we'll say they're kind of the same, right? They're not saying to do a high risk investment because of course, imagine like some book aimed at like some 40-year-old people on how to get rich. They're not going to tell them to do high risk investments that are almost like gambling. They're going to tell them to do the stocks and shares, ISA, and all this bullshit. Investing in that sense, that, you know, that slow and steady type of shit, right? You do not make money from that kind of investing. You keep your money. After 40 years of keeping your account in a stocks and shares, ISA, and all this shit, then you'll start to make a decent amount because you're still getting like a 10% return, but inflation's like 4 to 6% or some shit. What no one tells you, which blows my fucking mind, because people put their entire faith in this system, and we can also go into like the conspiracy theories of how like the American system will eventually, like the stock system will fucking fall, but that's maybe a separate video when we're talking about crypto. But what no one will tell you is that to make a good amount of money from investing in something that is low risk, in something that is compound interest, in something that's, you know, for the long term, you need to start off with a good amount of money first. Anyone who's telling you that investing is the key to riches and all this bullshit, I promise you that they made their money through the means that we are going to discuss. They made a good amount of money, a ridiculous amount of money that you can't even imagine, and then they put the money, let's say $200,000, $200,000 into an investment, which now makes them 10% per year. So they make $20,000 passively per year. That's pretty good. But they're telling suckers like you that you should just £50. How to start investing from shut the fuck up. $1. It's like a fucking meme of how to start like investing with no money. Shut the fuck up, bro. Investing is for if you have money. if you're watching this video, you probably don't have money. So we're going to talk about investing, but the type of investing that's simply like, I'm only going to teach, like, I'm not going to teach you. I'm just going to kind of like say it in the video just to answer the question. But the real, like the best case scenario is that you explode your income first. This is what no one else wants to teach, because then you get put as like, you know, this scam. You get told like, okay, if I tell you right now, okay, I'll teach you how to be rich fast, I'll teach you how to explode your income, everyone suddenly is going to call me a scammer, because it just sounds really scammy. And you've been raised by this glass is kind of pissing me off, bro. It's kind of like, I just bought a new one of these blue light blockers. It's kind of loose. You've been raised by these fucking little average people who believe that increasing your income takes 3 years of sucking the daddy, like the boss's dick, and then you'll get like a 10% raise, which is the equivalent of inflation. That's what most people see as increasing their income.